What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Okay, the moon landing, which is obviously fake.
No, it's not obviously fake.
No, that's actually not what
Are
I
you
said. The moon landing is
crazy?
definitely fake, by the way.
The moon
100%.
landing's not.
The
What?
shadows are off.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. I looked at photos on the internet and it
Yeah,
proves it.
Nick,
The
that's.
shadows are off. The shadows are off.
Shadows
The
are
shadows
not.
are off.
If you did 20% of the work and got 80% of the results, wouldn't you do it? Well, Stephanie Miller wrote the book on it. How to Save the Planet the 80-20 Way. Let's hear some tips on how to save the planet right now on The Al Travis Show.
Love having her on. Stephanie Miller. Stephanie, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Al. How are you doing?
I was thinking about you this morning, and I'm so happy that you're on the program today.
Yay.
So, long story long, I was out in the garage cleaning the garage out because, quite frankly, at this time of year, it's the only time I can go out and smoke a cigar is if I got something to do. So I told the wife I'm cleaning the garage out, right? Good excuse. I'm out there having a cigar. I take my trusty garbage can and I go to move it, and the bottom rusted out.
Oh. Oh.
Now, I guess I thought maybe it was aluminum, but it wasn't aluminum because the bottom rusted out, so maybe it's tin. It's a 30-year-old garbage can. It's been at this house the entire time I had it. It's 30 years old. The bottom rusted. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it does. How does one get rid of that? Wife goes, throw it out. You can't throw it out. The garbage bag fits inside the can. The can doesn't fit inside the bag. The bag doesn't go that way.
Yes.
So you don't throw it out. Is this something that recycle? If I throw it in with my pop bottles, they'll take. No, you're shaking your head. How do you get rid of aluminum? How do you get rid of a garbage can?
This is actually, this is such a great question.
Thank you.
Gosh.
Life it's sitting in the garage. I tried to mush it up.
Newsletters. This is, and it's so interesting. November 15th was National Recycling Day, and I just right now realized I went to the transfer station, special field trip with two friends to drop off a bunch of things exactly like your problem.
Okay.
That don't go in your regular garbage because they don't fit and shouldn't, frankly, because it's metal, and it doesn't go in your recycle bin either. So their metals, we've talked about this a long time ago, but metals is a super recyclable resource, but you've got to get it to the right place. If it's an aluminum can, it's easy, right?
Yeah.
But if it's your garbage can, so there are places that metals are valuable. They're a valuable resource that will take that metal, really easy to melt it down and recycle it, essentially, melt it down and make it into something
you use.
Maybe not another garbage can, maybe something even better. But you got to get it to the right place. So in my town, there's a transfer station that will take stuff like that. There's also, I'm friends with a guy in the construction field, and he goes to a scrap metal place every few days. So when I have something right now in our garage, a metal file cabinet that's falling apart.
Yeah.
It wasn't falling apart, and it's probably about the size of your aluminum trash can. It's metal. If it wasn't falling apart, I'd give it to someone, but it is. So I'm going to call my friend Jerry and say,
take it.
He can't help you in Minnesota, but you may know someone in the construction world.
I'm going to throw that out.
Goes to scrap metal place.
As I'm cleaning the garage, so I have this bucket problem, and I realize I don't throw any metal out because of you. You're screwing me up.
Yay.
So I took this old radio apart, this old crank record player, and inside it is this huge shoehorn speaker for the most part. Basically, it takes the music and pushes it out the thing. It must weigh 15, 20 pounds. It's cast iron. I mean, it is the heaviest cast. I want to figure out what I can make out of it, but it really is the shape it's going to be. I can't bend metal. But it's either that or I got to throw it out. The other thing I have is this old Vulcan stove that we used to have. It had these big metal octopus-looking grates that you set your pots on the stove.
Yes.
I got 16 of those. They sit in my garage like in case I need them. I must have a couple hundred pounds of this weird metal crap that I don't even.
So it's totally worth it then. It's not just the one file cabinet I have. You've got a bunch of stuff. It's worth
I could load the back of my truck up.
I'm gonna when we are done with the radio show, I'm gonna Google Blue Earth metals, scrap metal.
Well, I know it's at. It's in Elmore or Fairmont. There are two of them, but they'll take that. I mean, just Al with random pieces, they'll just take that because some as steel as some is. Really? All right.
Well,
I'll go down and find out.
Do you remember in our day, because I think, Al, I'm about the same age as you.
Yeah.
Do you
Sorry.
remember in our day, there was an ad for the yellow pages that, of course, don't exist anymore? Let your fingers do the walking. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
So call
I'll do that.
them
All right.
and tell them what you got. I'd be super interested in knowing the answer, by the way. I'm
Okay.
probably the only person in your life that would love to know the answer to that question. But will you tell me?
Well, next time you're on, I'll tell you how this went, because as much as it's just between you and I, and you're a freak about this, and I'm just learning it, I'm hoping people that have listened to this program are thinking the same way, and they've got little piles of metal lying over here and there. It's kind of like computers. Once a year or so, the county will come in, and
Yes.
you can give $25, and they take old computers
Yes.
and do whatever in the world with them.
E-waste
TVs are that way.
recycling. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's something for about that, but this weird metal crap that just kind of piles up in the side of the garage.
Yes.
You're probably right. I might have enough to take half a truckload and just go find out what they'll do with it. And again, if I give it to them, I don't know how much you could actually give it to them, but if they get rid of it, nice. That'd be a good thing.
They should pay you by the ton for it, so you get something back.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
I promise.
All right.
I promise, but I also really want to hear the end of the story. So let me know.
All right.
I'll be hanging on.
There's
Don't wait
exciting
2
times
weeks to
ahead.
Tell me. Just text me
I'll
what the answer is.
Well, just so you know, the holidays are here. I've got a little work to do in the garage this weekend. Get it all together. I can throw it back in. I'll have to find out when they're open, if they're open on the weekend or not during the week. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out and try to get it done before next time we speak.
And isn't it the most satisfying thing when you identify something you want to get rid of and then you get rid of it? It's all of a sudden like you've got this free space in your house, in your garage. I don't know. I was thrilled when I went last Saturday to bring a whole bunch of broken stuff, essentially electronics and some metals, to this transfer station.
I love that. Okay, well, that was the thing I want to talk to you about today. I know we have Thanksgiving coming up. I would presume a young lady of your caliber, knowing this is probably the most gluttonous day of the year. No, I take that back. Christmas is probably worse because you always have some sort of nice meal, but there's so much paper and stuff. So this is probably just the worst food waste day, right?
This is the worst food waste day coming up. We got to talk about it.
We'll talk about it after the break.
Talk about what we can do about it.
There you go. We do that right after this with Stephanie Miller. She wrote the book, The 80-20 Way. Look, check it out. It's zerowasteinDC.com.
Yeah.
You need a friend at the Capitol who knows how to get things done.
And you're in luck, because that's exactly who we are, your friends at the Capitol, and we deliver results.
At Momentum Advocacy, we bring decades of experience in lobbying, public affairs, and crisis communications.
From local nonprofits to national corporations, we help you move policy, manage your media, and make your voice heard.
We're not just seasoned pros, we're essential partners.
Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more at momentum-advocacy.com.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS-SHOW.
Interesting that liner comes on about Brussels sprouts being the worst vegetable, as we're going to talk Thanksgiving dinner with Stephanie Miller and how we can stop the food waste. I, for one, would vote that we get rid of the food no one likes anyway. This canned cranberry crap, first, no one eats it. It gets jelly-like. It goes thrown away, and then you got a can anyway. So can we agree to dump the canned raspberries? Is that a start? You're rolling your eyes at me. You're a raspberry.
I'm not rolling my eyes, but I'm thinking. And here's my thought for this Thanksgiving, even before you talked about the rolled cranberry jar. Everyone's got their thing that they love at Thanksgiving. And what I love about Thanksgiving is this is going against what I'm about to say on food waste, because it's such a big problem at this holiday. But I love that everyone can sort of have their thing. And so I will just tell you, my ex-husband's family grew up at Thanksgiving with the jarred cranberry sauce. And those ridges on the cranberry sauce are like, create heartthrobs for them. I don't get it, but that's the way they are. Let them have their cranberry sauce. So my sister is hosting again this year. There are 9 of us, not a huge crowd, but big. And she's probably the only one that likes sweet potato casserole. I can't stand it.
Oh my God! Thank you.
This year, I'm so proud of her. She's decided instead of making the whole casserole, she's going to make a little mini just for her.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm going to make 2 potato. Anyway, that's a whole other story.
People like potatoes.
The point is sides. It's great that we've got this abundance of, we've got choice on Thanksgiving. You can forego the green bean casserole, but take the Brussels sprouts if that's your thing, or vice versa. But then that means we don't need, with that many sides, we don't need the volume in each of those sides. And you can take a chance, I think, as a host, making smaller sides. That's one of my main recommendations.
I love this. Here's the other thing is we can start being truthful with our family members.
Yes.
I think honesty is going to help, because here's the problem. We've had the same people for years. The family comes, everybody they make their thing, right? They make the thing, and then there's this pot of something left over. Let's just say it's those really weird string beans in kind of a mushroom sauce, and then you got to put the canned onions on
casserole. Yeah.
Okay.
Not my fave.
Let's just throw that one out there as an example. I would never say this happens in my family, but all of a sudden you get all done eating, and there's a massive amount of this casserole left. And the person who brings this, what? Didn't you all like my casserole? And it was like, oh, no, I just got stuffed. It's wonderful. It's whatever. And every year, the 3-bean casserole has got a massive leftover. If we actually said straight up, you know what? Really not a family favorite here.
Yeah.
You'll notice.
Yeah.
Next year, let's try something else.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't have that. I can name 3 plates at Thanksgiving that will be massively left over because guess what? We're too nice to say, you know what? That sucks.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. So you could take a poll, but
well, there is a poll.
Here's what I
at the end of dinner, if your stuff is left over, people didn't eat it. That's the poll. They voted by what they would put onto their plate
with their forks.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think the person who brought the offensive side dish should have to
offensive
take it
is
home.
tough, not a favorite. I would agree. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that person obviously likes it or they wouldn't have made it, right? Like my sister's sweet potato casserole, there's no way I'm taking any of it home, right? I won't eat it. It's going to go to waste. So she keeps
We have a guy at Shelby named Sardines.
Oh.
Got a busted can of sardines open because that's what my family always did. And there's a thing of sardines at the end, and all we do is smell it the whole day. Tradition, stop.
My gosh, this is causing a lot of emotion, I see. What? I think I
got to put up the smell of sardines.
Thanksgiving therapist.
I got to put up the smell of
Al, do you want me to call the guy with the sardines?
No. But it's like, because this is something you remember as a child. The rest of us have to smell this crap, and no one eats it every year because, hey, I got the sardines. And then they sit there.
Yeah.
You got to take a clue, because now my children who've grown up with that have that as their memory. That's not cool.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Think about it. It's generational.
Yeah.
How do you think lutefisk? Do you know anything about lutefisk?
Oh my gosh. I grew up in Minnesota. Of course I do, but I can't eat it.
See that? But there's a reason where you and I in our generation are still forced to, because our parents like, well, we always had you lutefisk. You hated it too. And so did your grandmother.
Right.
And great grandpa did it because they couldn't afford anything else but shoes. Right. So we got to stop. Just stop the, yes. Thank you.
I think you're getting the message out about that. And maybe some people will put an end this year to the lutefisk in Minnesota.
Well, and then there'll be some old gal who's going to send me a text that's just mad as heck that I brought that up. But if it's not your family's thing, don't. Yeah. And whose family thing is sardines? That's just nuts.
Yeah. Well, I actually like sardines, but not at Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, because I know we're almost out of time. Can I give two? I boiled it down because I saw we're going to take up a lot of space with the sardines and the lutefisk. But can I just give two public service type tips that it's not too late to correct for?
Okay.
So Americans this Thanksgiving, according to one of my people I follow, will waste 320 million pounds of food at this meal coming up a week from today. It's crazy. That's $550 million worth of groceries. Yeah.
Wow.
So let's not add to the statistic, at least your listeners. I've got two tips. I have like 20 tips on Thanksgiving, but I boiled it down to two for this show.
Okay.
One is, I say this every year, but I'm going to say it again. If you're hosting, send out a message asking your guests to bring leftovers containers.
Love that one. I remember that.
If you're a guest, bring leftovers containers. Because if you're the one who's got to take that green bean casserole home, you better have something to put it in, right?
There you go.
Or at
Love
least
that.
bring a tinfoil or some kind of covering to put back on the casserole that you brought. Okay, that's tip number one. But it goes a long way, because otherwise the host ends up with more food in their fridge than they can possibly deal with after Thanksgiving. And the second thing is, in that case, freeze, freeze, freeze. So some things don't freeze well, like lettuce doesn't freeze. But so eat that right away, eat it at the meal. But you can freeze the ham, you can freeze the turkey. You will enjoy it. Set an alarm on your phone today for 2 or 3 days after Thanksgiving. Freeze my leftovers so you won't forget.
I love that. Those are great ideas.
We will not contribute to the 320 million pounds, at least not you and me and your listeners.
Well, we're going to get this thing fixed, because right now we're getting rid of the cranberry sauce, we're getting rid of the lutefisk, we're getting rid of the sardines. That's already saving us a ton. You'll have room for more of your favorites. And I love the idea of bringing your own leftover containers to bring stuff home, because I actually we don't do Thanksgiving. Here we go. And I love leftover Thanksgiving. And hey, anybody want any of the turkey left? Grab me a little of that, little turkey stuffing, and I'm rocking and rolling. So that's a great idea. So you're not,
and you're doing your guest a favor, your host, because your host wants you to take leftovers, but doesn't want to give away all their containers, and they probably don't even have enough. So you're, I thought of this already. I brought my own container. They'll be thrilled.
I love that idea.
That's what I think.
Stephanie Miller, it's always a pleasure having you on the program. Let's do it again in a couple of weeks. Not Thanksgiving. We'll do it after that. Fair enough?
Sounds good. And hope you have a wonderful sardine-free Thanksgiving.
The smell is right there now. I can smell it now. It's something that's in your head.
I'm sorry.
Stephanie Miller, the 80/20 Way.